Welcome back to Dimitri's Garage, and today we're going to take a look at Blend from Vonixx. This is a new brand coming to the US, and these guys were kind enough to send me the sample. It is their Carnauba SiO2 infused paste wax, and it's supposed to provide 7 months of protection while providing that really great beading, and they say it'll be nice, warm Carnauba type of look with that ceramic protection. So let's get this out into our test sets, and we'll find out just how slick it is, how pretty it is, how glossy it is, and all that other good stuff that you guys are used to seeing. Let's get started. To kick off our testing, we're going to be applying this blend from Vonixx onto my test hood. Essentially in this testing, we're just going to be seeing how easy this product is to use. Does it wipe around easily? Does it come up easily? And paste products can be a little hit or miss. Some can be tough to use. The instructions are quite simple. We're going to spread this thing around with the included applicator, wait 10 minutes, and then pick it up with our terry. And for this, I'm actually going to be using these Speedmaster terries that our friends at AutoGeek were kind enough to send me, and these are becoming some of my favorite all-purpose terries out there. So here's kind of what we get in the can. I haven't used this yet. And we're going to take our applicator. Hopefully, I don't know if they don't really talk about how much is enough. But typically with a paste, I like to spread it around a little and then kind of see how it goes on. I think for this product, the crosshatch is working better. I've noticed some products work better with a swirl, some work better with a crosshatch. Now, the safety instructions for this product were pretty simple. It just said not to get it on your skin, not to inhale it, not to drink it. And then we're gonna get this corner here. Let's mark down 10 minutes, come back and wipe this stuff up. This looks pretty hazy to me. We're right at 10 minutes. Let's clean it up. And just to show you guys the really nice texture of this terry, I really love this thing. Speedmaster really knocked it out of the park with this. And wow, that comes off so easily. I'm very impressed with how quickly everything's coming off. That took basically no time at all. So now it's time to score the application of the product. And keep in mind, I base the scoring on the category of product it is. Pastes tend to be a little trickier to use than some of these spray products. The way the product came up, this is better than some of the spray products out there as far as just wiping right off the panel. Now we have to give this panel 24 hours to cure, and then we can come back and do the next set of tests. This is my gloss testing station, and here we're going to use this gloss meter to measure and determine how much gloss we've gained or lost through the application of the Vonixx blend. The blend has been applied to the panel here, and the panel normally reads an average of 94 gloss units across 5 measurements. And for the delta, for every 1/10 of a point of gloss lost or gained, we will give or take away a point. We're going to calibrate. It should say 104 at 20 degrees. And now we're going to take 5 measurements. So let's start over here at the top. Looks like we got about 91 over here. Looking like 92.5 in that corner. Looking like 92 in the middle. 92 in the left corner there, and 92.7 in the right corner. We've got 460. We're going to divide it by 5 for our average, and we got an average of 92. We're going to subtract 94, and it means we've lost 2 points. Now look guys, you might be thinking like, wow, these products are supposed to raise gloss. How could you lose gloss? And the reality is that this is a very highly polished surface. 94 gloss units represents a nicely finished car paint. And when we measure it, it's difficult to apply something on top of something so shiny and have it be shinier. In fact, it's a lot easier to knock the gloss down by adding something than to raise it. Now, if we were working with a really beat up panel, it may raise the gloss. Let's test out the gloss meter again after the alcohol. 93.8, 40 is an average, right? And before we move on, I want to remind you that there are Amazon affiliate links down below in the description, and those are the products we're testing today, as well as some of the tools that I like to use. Clicking through and buying anything at all on Amazon gives me a very small commission at no cost to you. And of course, as usual, I do have the link to all our prior tests down below in the description as well, where you can come and check out how the products compare to past results. This is my UV testing setup, and here we're going to use some microscopy slides as well as my transmission meter to figure out if this blend from Vonixx is able to block UVA light. Now, UVA is the hardest to block. It's got the longest wavelength. Now, the Vonixx box doesn't specifically say it blocks UV, or at least I can't find it on here, but it's okay. We still test all our products. Let's take a blank slide, pop it into our machine, and see what kind of readings we get. So with a blank slide, we're seeing about 92.8% of visible light passing through, something like 8.4, I guess 8.5, it might depend on how you move around the slide. 8.3 of UV reflected. It's specifically 400 nanometer UVA that's being reflected. That's what the R means. So we're gonna pop the slide away and let's take a look at a clear coated slide. This is just some cheap clear coat from Amazon. I'm not the best painter in the world, so it's not perfectly even on the slide, you know, not a robot. And if I pop it in though, yeah, see, we can see we're blocking 88.7% of UVA and we're passing 90.6% of visible light. You can see that it dramatically blocks UVA. Now let's try this Vonixx blend slide. I've already applied and cured the product on it. So let's stick that in and see how we do. And it's basically exactly the same as a blank slide. The Vonixx blend has had a chance to cure for 24 hours on top of our test hood, and we're ready to do the slickness testing. For this test, we'll be measuring the static coefficient of friction of the hood with the product applied to it, and then taking the delta from where it is when it's bare to determine how many points we give. I'm not going to get through all the science and physics of how this works, but if you're interested, I will link a video in your top right corner. That is a dedicated video that will explain the test kind of from A to Z. We're going to take a series of 5 gram force readings as we move this block. So we've got 180 grams, move it back. Another 180, another 180, 210, and then let's do our 5th and final reading, 220. With a total of 970 grams, we're going to divide by 5 to get our average. The average is 194 gram force. Our block weighs 1,040 grams, so we're going to divide that, and we're going to get a static coefficient of friction of 0.19. We're going to take 0.38, which is the static coefficient of friction of the bare panel. We're going to subtract 0.19, and we're going to get 0.19, and now we'll use a score multiplier of 30 to get our score, and our score is going to be 5.7. It's not terrible, but it's not amazing either. I can tell that the product is slicker than the untreated sections, but it is not very slick. It's time to talk about visual appeal, and in this test, I'm going to determine how pretty the product looks. This is totally subjective. It's just my opinion. I'm looking and comparing the untreated surface, which is going to be on the left of the right edge of that blue marker, and comparing it to the treated surface on the right side. Now, for the blend, it's a little difficult for me to give it a hard score. I do see the line, and I do see it in my camera feed. Now, YouTube, unfortunately, does 8-bit color, so you guys may not see the line. Paste waxes have some of the strongest ability to impart a very pretty thick coating, and this one really didn't live up to that. I would say it does look better. You know, that line on the right side, it does look better, richer, a little smoother. The reflections look prettier in it. I'm going to give it a 5, but I think it's a little bit stretching. And I'll give you guys like another angle from back here. Might be a little harder to see the line in this one. Just left a little bit to be desired. I've moved the panel outside so we can begin the durability testing. For this test, we need to wash the panel repeatedly, give it a point for each wash, and we will stop washing once we see that the wax has failed. So first, let's take a look and see just how hydrophobic our wax is. I'm very impressed with the hydrophobicity of the Vonixx blend. It's very, very hydrophobic, and that's a great quality. It really helps clear the surface of dirt and debris, making it a lot easier to wash and a lot safer for your paint. Now we're gonna start applying shampoo and washing, and I'm using the basic Adams Blue shampoo that I've used for years. I've used it for all the tests. I'm using the same dilution. This is just the most simple shampoo. It's pH neutral. Now we're gonna rinse the panel off and see how the product is performing. I thought that the Vonixx sprayed off very easily. Pretty nice when you're trying to blast the shampoo off. Let's spray it again with the water and take a look at how it's working. That's pretty killer. It's really shedding that water. Let's see the hydrophobicity. Man, it is like new. All right, let's rinse off number 10. Still perfect 10 in. All right, guys, we are 20 in. All right, let's take a look at the Vonixx, see how we're doing. Man, maybe it's taken a slight hit. That's amazing. All right, let's wash off the 50th wash. Big difference between like 40 and 50. Still, I'm very impressed with this product. That is a lot for a paste wax. Paste waxes, not always known for durability. All right, at 73, let's take a look. So I think if it's me, I would probably call it at this point. It does feel like they're just these hard pockets that must have thick layers that help it drain down, but there are still large pools that just aren't really hydrophobic anymore. They're behaving the same way as the bare paint. Let's wrap up Vonixx Blend, and always, let's start with the good. So the product had killer durability. Who knew? They say they're new to the North American market, and I was really curious, but being a paste wax, and although it said SiO2 infused, paste waxes tend to be weaker products. I really didn't expect that fantastic durability. I was really impressed with the hydrophobicity. That thing just threw water off of it. I rarely see this kind of performance from a paste. I haven't tested that many pastes for the channel, but I've used quite a few. It's feeling like an older technology. We're not seeing as much of it anymore. This product really came in and showed, just like those Soft 99 products we've looked at in the past, that you can reinvent the paste wax and you can make something with a tremendous amount of durability, with excellent water repelling. And I was very, very impressed, really blown away by that. And then the application of this thing was so easy. Now, some of the areas where I think it did just okay in were visual appeal. One of the strong suits of a paste wax these days tends to be that they can be very pretty. Again, layering on that real thick Carnauba, getting that nice deep wet look. And unfortunately, this product really just didn't give it that nice deep wet look. And this product only lost 2 gloss units. That's basically imperceivable. You really wouldn't notice that with your eyes. But it didn't look bad. I did see an improvement, and it got a little points for that. Now, the slickness was also a little bit of a letdown. It just wasn't as slick as some of the best products out there. Slickness really helps to get contaminants off your surface. If you're into paste products, I suggest giving this one a shot. Maybe it's your favorite type of application. I know some of you guys like to kick it old school. I definitely do. I like to buy paste products occasionally, try them out. And it's just a fun way to apply something. Everything's a spray or a coating these days. This is providing some of that new age durability, that insane hydrophobicity. So if you are in the market for something like this, definitely give this a shot. I think it's worth at least looking at it and testing it out for yourself. Now, with that in mind, I'm gonna let you guys go. It's been a very long day here. It's like 10 or 11 p.m. now, actually almost 11 p.m. And I will be looking forward to making more of this kind of content for you guys. I do car mods, I do detailing. If you haven't subscribed already, click that subscribe button, leave me a nice comment, and I hope to see you again really, really soon.